So here we are back at this gorgeous flip project of mine. This house, as you know, was a 50s dilapidated home, I should say, and we really brought it back to life. Every single thing in this home is brand spanking new. Lighting, plumbing, electrical, air conditioning, everything. There's nothing that's left that belonged to the original home other than maybe the shape of the house. So the shape was actually great, the layout was great, and the lot itself is great. It's a very large 20,000 square foot lot here in Los Angeles. We have a very private area of Los Angeles up here and a private driveway, which really made this home special, which is why we decided to flip it. Now, my favorite part is the arches that we added. There were no arches in this home, and the arches have really made this home, in my opinion, what it is today. And it works beautifully with the architecture. I have, my father's an architect. I have a background in understanding architecture. So we made sure to incorporate these beautiful arches in this home. We are now inside the family room. The family room is probably the biggest room in the house. Every room feels large, but this is exceedingly large. And what I love about it is the fact that we were able to put nice, comfortable seating for all the family members to enjoy. This is an L-shaped sofa. This is a sectional. People can sit here. I love having one chair that's in the corner, that's comfortable, that's big, with a side table next to it. We have a cute little velvet poof that sits on the outskirts of this, and the placement of the square coffee table in line with your sectional is critically important. You want to make sure the height of your coffee table is at par with the height of your seat, and you'll notice that throughout the house. That's why everything looks pretty seamless and it looks like it's meant to be here. We've floated these two adorable poofs. These are great because of the fact that they are useful. You can use them as a footstool. If extra people come in the house, they can sit on them. It's great for kids, and they are beautiful actually in the home. The floors, as I mentioned in my last video, of course, this is part 2 of the house tour of my flip project. In case you guys are just tuning in for the first time, this is a house that we built with lots of love, and everything in here was methodically placed and methodically thought out. We have picked our furniture from Vesta. It's a staging company that is very well known here in Los Angeles. And I personally picked out every piece in here and did the layout because of the fact that it was important to me that it reflects the air and the importance of this house. Absolutely the most incredible, most aha room in this house. And I mean literally aha, jaw-dropping. Probably the nicest kitchen I have ever designed in my entire life is in this house. It's to my left. And we're going to feature that next week because of the fact that there is so much to talk about. I couldn't possibly drag this video on for that long. So make sure and ring the bell. Make sure and subscribe. You are not going to want to miss this kitchen. In fact, I think I'm going to cry the day this house sells because I don't know if I can separate myself from this house and especially this kitchen. So definitely tune in. We are now in the back side of the house. So this is the side that's closest to the garage and off of the room we were just in, the den. And if you walk down this adorable corridor with, of course, an archway that we created, to my right, we're going to be in the office. Here we are in the office. This could also be a bedroom. However, we like to keep things very consistent. So as you can see, nothing's really changed in here other than the fact that we decided to make the closets black. As you saw in earlier videos, all our closets were the color of white oak. And here we decided to make it a little bit more masculine or a little bit more edgy by bringing in the black cabinets. And I love it because it mimics the windows and it mimics the desk or other pieces of art that we have behind us or photography. This is actually a fairly nice sized room. It's not huge, but it's enough to be able to have your desk and perhaps a visitor in order to have meetings, especially because everyone is literally working from home. The office shower, as we call it, bathroom, is a beautiful golden little moment because of the fact that it is the right size, it's en suite. It actually was accessible only from the hallway, which was odd, so we decided to close it off from the hallway and have it open up from the office. The walls are full slabs of Nero Marquina, And something we always do is we add the Nero, Marquina, or whatever slab we are manufacturing, we're fabricating, and we're placing it in the bathroom. I don't like to have wood baseboards in the bathroom. I always like to have whatever material and whatever stone we have to be mimicked as the baseboard. Our floor, since we wanted a little bit of a grip, is made of, again, Nero Marquina, but it is actually, again, a herringbone pattern. Similar to the floor, we're picking up the same theme, and therefore everything becomes very homogeneous and really feels like it's meant to be. And now to my left, we've got our laundry room, we have our adorable pantry, and we have the exit to the backyard and access to the garage. Our laundry room, again, is very elevated. We use Calicut gold as our countertop, and we use Miele stackable washer dryers because of the fact that the Miele is a little bit more compact in size, and we were limited in the size of this room. The washer dryer were previously in the hallway and a complete eyesore. So we created this little niche where we placed our stackables. The Miele washer and dryer are a little bit more pricey, but they have a lot more of an efficiency. We decided not to do gas, but to do electric, and they are very well rated. So we're happy to have them here. We built a surround cabinet as much as we could because we know how important storage is so that we can keep our areas clean, chic, and tidy. Across from our laundry room is our pantry. So this pantry is very useful. I know homes that are much larger than this that don't have pantries, and it was important to install one so that the homeowner could really keep their kitchen clutter-free and have an area where they can access toilet paper, supplies, food, things like cereal boxes and crackers and all the things that they need to store. What's great about this house is that the foyer connects to both the den, the formal living room, and of course the dining room, which is the room I am dying to show you. This is a very large room, and we've placed a very large table in here because we want to have lots of parties, or at least the homeowner wants to have lots of parties here. Our light, of course, Circa Lighting. Thank you, Circa, for outfitting this house with the most gorgeous lights. Our sconces are Circa. Everything's going to be in the description section. I love the ones that I picked because I didn't want anything to be matchy-matchy. You have a pendant light that's gold with linen shades, and then the contrast is that you have what looks to be plaster sconces that are imperfect, again with linen shades. So the linen shades tie these two together, but again, we really wanted to keep the fireplace clean and minimal because of the fact that the fireplace has a really beautifully rounded black marble surround. And I personally designed this, as I did basically everything else in this house, but I love this little round edge, again, an ode to the arches that you're going to see repeated throughout the house. And the interior, this is the existing fireplace. This actually was here, but what we did was we gutted it out. Of course, we put a new system in here, and then we laid the brick in a herringbone inside the fireplace. Typically, fireplace brick comes in two colors. It comes in a black or in this tan color. And what we did is we bought the brick in the tan color, and then I had our installer cut it in two so they can create a smaller pattern inside so that it mimics a little bit more of the French sort of fireplaces. So again, you have materials that are available to you. You can customize them and create really a beautiful custom look for your fireplace. You will find beautiful olive trees throughout this house. Again, very natural, beautiful elements in these gorgeous pots. So I love having nature into the house. I probably kill every plant I've ever owned, but perhaps this one might live. But what I wanted to talk about in this room is the fact that we have a black dining table that picks up the black, the absolute black granite that is on the fireplace. And then we have these really sort of earthy, sisal woven chairs that are almost rough and very casual. And mixing these two pieces, you guys know how much I love mixing. I love mixing things that are very polished, like this table. It's a very nice polished black varnished oak table. And then we decided to put something really sort of fun and almost resort-like in this room to give it a sense of comfort and not to keep it so high-end, if that's the way to describe it, so that it feels very approachable and it looks extremely high-end. When you're mixing very high-end with something that's a little bit more casual, it just really comes together beautifully. We're now going outside. We're going to traverse these gorgeous pinkies, beautiful steel doors. I absolutely love them. We're going to actually link the exact ones that are in this house in the description section. They're phenomenal. I don't even know why I don't have any in my home. I don't. They didn't exist at the time, so I'm very jealous. I love them. This backyard is very expansive. This is hence why the property is about 20,000 square feet. And it's a lovely, very private backyard, and we transformed this completely. As you can see from these videos, the area was very old. It had this very strange middle section that had the basketball court in it, and it hadn't been maintained well, and so we decided to really open it up. We created the wall that you see to my right, and this retaining wall allows the backyard to be larger and really separates the house from any debris coming down from the hills, which is very nice. And of course, we planted ficus along all of the periphery of this house so that eventually you get even more privacy, even though it's completely private. Make sure and ring the bell and subscribe, because you're not going to want to miss next week's episode of the gorgeous kitchen. And stay to the very end when I'm going to share with you our private primary jacuzzi outdoor oasis. That's going to be next. This house does not have a pool, and typically California homes in this area do have pools. We didn't want to wait the 2 years it would take to get the pool permit to build a pool. So we left a generous amount of grass in the backyard. We didn't pour concrete everywhere in order to not only have a beautiful grassy backyard, but also to allow the new homeowner an area where she can or he can build a pool. So instead, we decided to create 2 lovely areas that would be useful to those who could enjoy this house. The first area, as you can see, is the fire pit sit-down area. We placed honeycomb rock stabilizers under the fire pit so that when you walk in this area that has small pebbles, these are white pebbles, you would not sink, or over time, if it were to rain, that this area would not shift in any way. They bought a very large round fire pit that sits in the middle of this area, and then we decided to plant 4 trees in each corner to give the area its own sense of space and privacy. It allows you with these trees to feel like you're in your own separate area. The fire pit we tested is very warm and very comfortable at night, especially if you want to sit and have a drink with friends or just relax. The large, beautiful tree you see in the corner of this property was existing, and we wanted to preserve it, as this tree is so beautiful and, of course, many, many years old. We decided to pour concrete on this side of the yard so that we could take advantage of having both a sitting area and a dining area. My favorite part is the barbecue. As you guys know, I like making barbecue areas and barbecue stations that are clear of those very unattractive little doors that are called access panels. There's no reason to have access panels everywhere. If we need access to our barbecue, we just pull out the refrigerator. As you can see, this is so new that we haven't even had a chance to install our refrigerator, which will go in the opening. My favorite material to use for barbecues is quartzite, and of course we used quartzite in this home, and the quartzite that we use is called Paolo Sea Pearl Quartzite. We will list all the materials that we have spoken about in this episode in the description section. Quartzite is a very friendly material. It is an earth material. It is not man-made, but it is really a great material to use outdoors, as it is quite resistant to the elements. Right outside the primary bathroom, we have a lovely secret oasis that has a hexagon-shaped jacuzzi and, of course, a fountain directly behind it. This is, again, a very large area that is sectioned off and private, available to those that own the home, so that if they wanted to have private time and use the jacuzzi and lay out, they can. If you were to cruise over to the left of the area, you would eventually find yourself in the big backyard. But what I love about this area that we actually maintained, this existed, of course, it's been completely remodeled, and we did a white plaster jacuzzi bottom, and we added new tile. We obviously renovated the space, but this jacuzzi did exist here when we saw the home, and we found this area to be a lovely and interesting, quiet area that the homeowners could enjoy. What's your favorite room in this house? I need to know. I'm dying to get your opinion. Did you love the house? What did you think? What was surprising? What was different? Next week, I am revealing, finally, the most incredible kitchen I've designed to date. It's something you haven't seen before, you guys. You are definitely going to want to see it. So ring that bell so you get alerted. Make sure and subscribe. I'll see you guys again here next week on the Red Elevator.